Have you ever had a can of Red Bull? Honestly, there's almost no way you haven't. From little kids to adults, every single person knows this brand. But in a world full of massive legacy brands, have you ever wondered how Red Bull climbed straight to the top? Do you actually know how deeply they've played with your mind? Once you find out, you honestly won't believe it. The secret psychological tricks they use to drain cash from your wallet without you even realizing are completely insane. Today, we're exposing exactly how Red Bull hacked your brain. Stick around until the very end, because what you learn at the end will blow your mind. Before we reveal how Red Bull silently drained money from your wallet, let's see how this whole story actually started. Back in 1987, Red Bull was failing completely. People hated the taste, calling it cough syrup. But the founder, Dietrich Mateschitz, pulled off a genius marketing trick. He didn't spend money on expensive television ads. Instead, he paid people to throw thousands of empty Red Bull cans into public trash bins, street gutters, and outside popular nightclubs all across London. When young people walked past those overflowing bins every single day, their brains made a silent assumption: everyone else is drinking this. They fell straight into the social proof trap, and sales exploded overnight. But Dietrich Mateschitz was about to pull off an even crazier psychological trick. Back then, generic sodas like Coca-Cola were dirt cheap. Anyone else would have lowered their price to compete, but Red Bull did the exact opposite. They charged double. Why? Because of a hidden human brain flaw. When something costs more, your brain automatically assumes it's higher quality. They turned a cheap energy drink into a premium status symbol that people proudly carried around. But how did they secretly force high-end bars and nightclubs to sell it for astronomical prices? That story is even wilder. To dominate the nightlife, Dietrich Mateschitz didn't spend a single dollar on traditional marketing. Instead, he walked straight into high-end London nightclubs and offered free crates of Red Bull to bartenders. But there was a clever condition attached. They had to mix Red Bull with vodka and serve it as the ultimate party drink. Alcohol normally makes people sleepy, but the sudden rush of caffeine kept partygoers dancing all night long. The vodka-Red Bull combo became an overnight global sensation. Nightclub owners charged insane premium prices, and young adults willingly paid, making Red Bull the undisputed king of nightlife energy. When Red Bull hit the market, generic sodas like Coca-Cola were dirt cheap. Any standard business would have lowered prices to compete, but Dietrich Mateschitz did the exact opposite. He charged double. Why? Because of a powerful flaw in human psychology. When an item is priced significantly higher, your brain automatically assumes its superior quality. Red Bull transformed a simple beverage into a prestigious status symbol that young adults were proud to hold. People weren't just buying caffeine and sugar, they were paying for the illusion of luxury, making high profit margins the foundation of Red Bull's billion-dollar empire. You've probably seen massive sports ads everywhere, but you never realized this was the exact strategy that made Red Bull a household name worldwide. Most famous brands pay billions just to print their logos on sports jerseys, but Red Bull saw a huge flaw. You don't actually own the narrative, you're just a glorified sponsor. So, Dietrich Mateschitz took a crazy gamble. Instead of sponsoring existing teams, Red Bull bought them, created their own extreme sports events, and signed thrill-seeking athletes directly. From cliff diving to Formula 1, they built an action-packed entertainment universe that associated Red Bull with pure adrenaline, turning a simple caffeine drink into a thrilling global lifestyle. Let's be honest, whenever a commercial pops up on your screen, you immediately hit skip. Red Bull knew this human habit all too well. So instead of buying annoying ad slots, they pulled off the ultimate publicity stunt. In 2012, they funded Felix Baumgartner to ride a helium balloon to the edge of space and jump back to Earth. Over 8 million people watched live on YouTube as he broke the sound barrier in free fall, making history. News channels worldwide broadcasted the Red Bull logo for free, generating over $6 billion in publicity. They didn't just run an ad, they made the entire planet pause and watch. Here is Red Bull's biggest secret that almost nobody notices. They aren't actually an energy drink company that does marketing. They are a massive global media empire that happens to sell energy drinks. Instead of paying outside news networks to cover their crazy stunts, they created Red Bull Media House. They produce high-budget action documentaries, print glossy magazines, and license blockbuster footage to TV networks worldwide. Every view and movie ticket funds their next mega stunt, creating an endless viral loop. They proved that when you own the camera, you own the world. How did a company that sells sweetened caffeine water beat legendary car manufacturers like Ferrari and Mercedes on the racetrack? Decades before becoming world champions, sports experts laughed when Red Bull bought a struggling F1 team in 2004. But Dietrich Mateschitz had a master plan. He hired visionary engineers, poured billions into high-tech aerodynamics, and recruited fearless young drivers like Max Verstappen. Red Bull didn't just participate, they ended up dominating the sport, winning multiple world championships. They proved to the entire world that with ruthless strategy, an energy drink can defeat historic automotive giants. If conquering Formula One wasn't enough, Red Bull set its sights on the world's most popular sport, football. Traditional fans were outraged when Red Bull started buying up struggling clubs, changing their historic crests, jerseys, and even their stadium names to match the energy drink brand. But they didn't just buy clubs like RB Leipzig and Red Bull Salzburg, they built an aggressive scouting network that discovered elite global talent before anyone else. By transforming small underdog teams into Champions League powerhouses, they proved that a bold brand vision can rewrite the rules of global football. So, what is the single biggest lesson from Red Bull's insane journey? First, stop trying to sell products and start selling a thrilling lifestyle. Second, don't waste your budget competing on existing platforms. Build your own universe. Third, turn your loyal customers into passionate, fanatical fans for life. Red Bull started as a simple, weird-tasting Asian energy drink formula. Nobody believed a caffeinated soda could take over the sports world, but Mateschitz refused to follow rules and rewrote global business history. Today, they sell over 10 billion cans every single year. Always remember, true marketing isn't about selling, it's about giving people wings.